Hello. I just wanted to hop live as I've been feeling I wanted to share this. Um, I wanted to speak on choosing yourself. So, what does that mean? Um, so, we're all out looking to manifest something, um, be it more money or a better house or a car or all of the above. And we're not going to be able to do that if we can't choose ourselves. And what I mean by that is um, truly transforming your life takes making a choice to yourself above all else. You have to be willing to make that choice. And it has to be a decision. It has to be a decision that you were so tired of living the life that you were living and getting the circumstances that you're not giving, that you're getting, that you're willing to do what it takes to get there. And it's a process and you don't always get there right away, but it starts with saying like I've had enough and I want different. And it's, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again expecting different results. So if you're throwing a pity party for yourself over and over and over again, and all you're getting is worse circumstances, maybe it's time to shift and start trying something different. And we're not saying that, shifting your mindset is an easy thing to do, but that's why there's only 3% of people that, truly manifest and truly get the dreams that they desire, because it's not necessarily an easy process. It is once you put in the effort and it becomes a habit. But before then, you have to be willing to put in the amount of energy that you do into your negative results. So you have a scale. This side is the positive and this side is the negative. So when we're talking about the positive, how much is in the positive? And when this means inner thoughts, this means what's going on in our mind, because that's where it most matters. It matters if we speak it too. Speaking it speaks it into existence as well. It adds, fire to the gasoline. So you want to be really careful about speaking about what you can't do, what isn't happening, why things are going wrong, and how it should be and how come it's not. Like, you got to start, like, are you on this side with the negative? Because if you're saying I really want to get a new car, but I can't because of money, or I can't because of time, or I can't because, like, there's so many different excuses. It's all BS. It is, because I was able to manifest a very, very expensive program because I chose myself and I made the decision. And that's where manifesting comes from. It comes from the alignment in your mind. So you can say that you're aligning with it, but are you truly feeling it inside? Is your heart chakra feeling your wish already fulfilled? Are you truly living from that space? Because that's where things are going to happen. But before you can get there, you have to choose yourself. And that, is not necessarily something that we've been taught to do, is choose ourselves. Like, that seems almost strange, right? um but like many people have said, like, I have to be willing to walk through that door myself. I have to, you can't take everybody with you, and you're going to want to, but you have to decide for yourself and help yourself first, because once your cup is full and you've healed and you've transformed and you've become that person with the car, then it happens, then it comes, right? It's all about the process of getting there. So are you willing to let your old self die? And it sounds harsh, but are you willing to let that person go, or are you clinging to it? There is no safety in fear. If you're living in fear and panic and worry and negativity, there is no safety there. There is no goodness going to come out of life there. Life is short. think of, how many people that we have lost that, didn't make it to the ripe old age of 99, and think of, um, how are you living? Are you living in a space of aligning with your best self and growing and becoming who you were meant to be, or are you living in this fear? And this fear and panic state, every single time you get into it, it is absolutely toxic for what you're trying to manifest. And that's why, Rhonda Burns created the magic practice. Um, and I can't see the comments for some reason. Anyways, um, maybe I'll just go like this. Hi, Harley. I can see you now. Um, yeah, so put as much energy into what you're saying in your mind. So if you're constantly, and it's so easy, yesterday I got in a car accident, and I'm not telling it in a way for pity or anything like that. But, years ago, it would have been a circumstance that I used to confirm why things never work out for me. And, that was a very strong belief for me. And now, rewiring the way that my mind works, I see it as opportunity. It happens. Life happens, and you can't think that if you're going to manifest things, that life isn't still going to happen. And part of learning to manifest is learning how to transmute these things that happen into something beautiful. And that's why Rhonda Byrne teaches the gratitude practice with the magic. She gives you 28 days of ways to stay in gratitude and things that you probably didn't think of to help you align with a higher vibration. And the more you can stay in that higher vibration, the better. And it comes down to self confidence and belief in yourself. And all of that comes from inside. And you have to be able to choose yourself. You have to choose yourself. You have to stop thinking about all the people around you of why you can't do something, and just choose yourself and start. You have to be willing to get rid of everything and anything and everyone that is standing in the way. And that is not an easy process. Sometimes, it can feel dark and lonely, but it's not. It's truly not. And it's a beautiful process. And that's seen as the name of this group is Phoenix Transformations, is, making that choice and rising up from everything. So when you're trying to manifest, you really want to infuse yourself. Like, what is your circumstance that's happening, and what is it you truly want? Because that's where you need to focus on things. So every single time you affirm inside your mind, that's where you really want to start, because if you can start there, the words coming out of your mouth will shift. So start thinking, start looking at what you're thinking. Are you affirming to yourself that you can't do something because you're not worth it? Are you, thinking that you can't do something because life is out to punish you? These are all things you want to spend as much energy in affirming the opposite. So if I think the world is out to get me, I want to talk about how everything is, working out for me, and how everything is so easy and great and fantastic. And I want to spend as much energy into that as I do in mentally affirming how, the world is out to get me, or how someone's always trying to get me, or um, what are some other ones? See, it's like I've changed so much, I have a hard time even resonating with it. But all those things that we tell ourselves that keep us where we are is meant to be there for safety. But at some point, we have to choose that it isn't safe. It isn't safe to stay the same. This is not what we were given this beautiful gift of life for, to continue to live day in and day out without the connection, without the growth, without the transformation. That is not what we were meant to be. God didn't make us as babies, or your higher power, whatever it is to you, didn't create us just to be babies and never grow and never transform. We're always evolving and growing. So live it to your fullest. You have a beautiful gift to come here share with the world. And that begins with choosing yourself, and that begins with starting to look inside and do it in a positive way, because there is no reason in punishing yourself. There's no reason in, like for myself, um I am quite a perfectionist and I can be very negative on myself. So shifting that into seeing how everything is always working out, and how um I was creating situations for it to not work because I was looking for the circumstances outside of myself, and I was taking them and I was affirming them every time I got something that I felt affirmed that things weren't working out. And when you're manifesting, you want to stay aligned with what it is you want, and you cannot let any circumstance outside of you sway you, because it is just past circumstances from, past you. Like, just let it go and keep going. So I got in an accident, it happens. So instead of being upset and being like, oh, this stupid car, and I just let it go and went, okay, obviously um we're meant to get a new car eventually here. So um, and stay aligned with that, and don't let anything shake you. Part of this is becoming mentally strong, and learning to emotional regulate. So a lot of us, when we have attachment injuries, we don't know how to self-regulate, and that's why a lot of people end up with addictions, and of all different forms, be it gambling, drugs, alcohol, shopping, eating. There's, oh my goodness, I could just keep naming them off. But all of these are because we are masking that we don't know how to emotional regulate. So when we're feeling stressed because our mental state is putting us into this stress state, we're throwing our mind into fight or flight. So then our prefrontal cortex is not working properly. So we can't reason, and um, we can't well we can't reason with ourselves and pivot and think rationally about how I should be looking at this circumstance and how I should be positive. So it takes step by step of rewiring that inside. That's how powerful it is. And your subconscious mind literally, it runs everything in your body. It tells your body when to breathe. It tells your body when to send out certain hormones. It does everything. It heals you mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. So think of how powerful it is when we've ingrained these things into it, of negative circumstances, of fear. If you're constantly living in a fear state, you are constantly creating fear, and you are constantly affirming fear. So you are recreating it over and over and over again. So if you want something different, start focusing on something different, but do it in a way that you connect with it. Create something of yourself, like, I want to be living this certain life. Okay, stay there and feel it in your heart chakra, and truly allow that to vibrate around your body. Feel it as if it was already here. Who would that be? Who would you become? Like, who would you be once you were already there? Feel that feeling of how different you would be. You wouldn't be in a fear state. You wouldn't be in a negative state. It would be way up here, because you would be at your full potential. So you want to live in that state and make that choice for yourself. And you have to make that choice. It feels lonely because nobody can do it but you. There is nobody that can help force you into it. Nobody can make you choose yourself. It all begins with yourself, and the people that succeed in life are people that choose themselves, and they choose themselves above all else, and they are willing to let every single piece of themselves die in order to transform and become a healthy human being, and to grow and transform and transmute things. And it can feel scary and lonely, but it's only a perception. And to let that go and trust that every single time you've grown, it's been a good experience, and it's been something to better your life. So every time you get into it, just trust that everything is going to be okay, and choose yourself. You know, that is so important to start filling that cup and start, because once you do that, each little piece you put in that cup, each time you go, you know what, I'm gonna have a healthy boundary here. You know what? I shouldn't freak out here. I'm gonna find a way to regulate myself. I am going to soothe myself with music. I'm going to soothe myself with meditation. I'm gonna hug my kids. I'm going to pet my cat. I'm going to go play. I'm going to, go for a run. I'm going to do some yoga. Every single time you choose something like that, you are putting a piece of something in your cup to fill it up, right? And that's where the lasting results are going to come. So just because you put one little piece in the cup and it's not full, you can't sit there and freak out and affirm that life isn't working out for you. You have to keep going and creating these better habits. And once they become habits, then you don't think about them anymore and it just becomes easy. So choose yourself. I'm not going to stay on too long because I'm starting to get a headache because I got a little bit of whiplash for sure. But I wanted to hop on and just say, choose yourself. And pretty soon here, I'm going to be going live in an event here for Mind Body Soul Healings. For those of you here in Phoenix Transformation Group, I will be going live in the event for the full moon in Scorpio, and I will be teaching how to do a full moon ceremony. We can go over some of the full moon stuff. It'll be an awesome event. So I'm pretty sure I invited all of you guys. Those of you that want to hop on live with me can. I believe it's at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the 26th. I will also be going over the Pluto retrograde. So that's going to be a big one for all of us. Pluto is one of the slower moving planets that is going to cause some big transformations. So, because it's retrograde, it's going to be more internally. So, if you want to have a look at that as well, I'll go over that probably in the full moon. If not, it's a live video here. So, lots of things going on. If you guys want to catch my live with Jocelyn with Dandy Care Products, you can hop on my personal page with me tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to go over um, what her business is, how she's achieved it, some of her growth for some inspiration. The more people you want to surround yourself with that are in places that you want to be, the better. So um, be careful of who you surround yourself with, because you don't want to let other people infuse you with their own fear, because they care and they want to try, but you gotta put up your blocks for that. You decide what you absorb. So if somebody gives you fear and you absorb it, then you chose it. I no longer do that anymore. When somebody comes at fear, I go, no, thank you. I hear you and I appreciate you, but no, thank you. So that is my daily video for today. And choose yourself. Be inspired by yourself, be curious about yourself, and keep keep affirming the things that you do want. Every time you find yourself affirming the opposite of what you want, spend some time is equal energy and shifting that. So if you're saying I can't do this, every single time you think I can't do this and you get into that negative state, and you can feel it in your body, tell yourself you can, and do it quite a few times until you can feel that it's shifted. That is going to be the lasting results, and I promise you it won't be like that forever. It just takes some commitment and habit building. So have a good day. Thanks for joining me, Harley. Going to go catch your live reading on Mind Body Soul Healings. So for those of you that don't know, Harley Wednesdays is Wednesdays with Harley, and she gives us a beautiful intuitive crystal to move forward with the week for a forecast, and she does a beautiful reading. So join her live on Wednesdays, and if she can't make it Wednesday, she almost always will give you guys a little update on Thursday. So stay tuned and watch out for her, because they're powerful readings. She is one of the most powerful oracle card readers that I've ever had a reading from. So, and I resonate very strongly with her readings. So, have a great day, you guys. Love ya. I'm going to go rest now. Actually, I'll probably just finish my routine. Have a good day.